This is Eagle Owl, and today I will be talking about AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts, Matt Patricia. Perfect press conference. Well, AJ Brown was more of an interview. Also, we're going to talk about Avante Maddox. Yes, he is back. There's no speculation, but let's get straight into it. All right, so before we get straight into the topics today, of course, I got to go over the injury report, but let's go over the injury report and see who was out and who fully participated. All right, so here we go. Zach Cunningham, knee, did not participate. Don't like to hear that. We already know about Landon Dickerson. He might miss a game or two. All right, so Nicholas Murrow did not participate. Darius Slay with his knee did not participate. And Devontae Smith did not participate. But do you see the two guys who did participate? Cam Jurgens fully participated. Avante Maddox fully participated. So I'm very worried about the linebacker core. No Zach Cunningham possibly or Nicholas Murrow. So you'll be stuck with Shaq Leonard and Bam Man Summerlin, which, that's not good. But knowing us, we're going to probably play the dime a lot. We're probably going to have Sidney Brown in the box a lot. But I know we tried that last game. And again, Shaq Leonard, just not the same guy as far as what I seen on film. Maybe, a lot of people saying I'm judging him too fast. But as far as what I seen on film, man, he don't have the same explosiveness. He can't hit certain gaps like he used to. Something is off. And I think it's the back surgeries. He's just not the same guy. And the crazy thing is Shaq Leonard is still somewhat young. But the tape that's out there on him do not look good. So being stuck with possibly him and again Bam Man Summerlin, I don't know, because the only thing I would say somewhat fear on the Giants is Saquon Barkley, but the old line is bad. So maybe our defensive line get there. But if we got to rely on the linebackers, I don't know, man. It can be a closer game than we think. Zach Cunningham, who is having a phenomenal year, but we got to be honest, he's been injury prone. It was the hamstring, now it's the knee. Like, what's going on? What is going on? As far as Devontae Smith, I think it's a rest week. Hopefully, I'm right. Hopefully, he's just resting, getting his body ready for the Giants game, because I believe he's going to have a big game for sure. But back to Avante Maddox, let's just start with him. He's back, man. It's no more Eagle Owl sources or this source, that source. Nah, he's back. He's fully participating. His 21-day window have opened up, and I can't wait to see Avante Maddox on the field. Hopefully, we pull the plug like how we did with the defensive coordinator. Just bench James Bradbury. Take your L, bench him, go Keely Ringo, go Eli Ricks, and go Avante Maddox, which again we more than likely not going to do. But if James Bradbury's getting burnt toast, we're gonna have to make that adjustment in the game. We're gonna have to. But you have Slay in the playoffs, at least Keely Ringo in the playoffs, and Avante Maddox. And then you could rotate like Roby in and do things like that. But to hear Avante Maddox is back, the slot corner is back. This team is going in the right direction as far as personnel. But what scares me is the coaching. And Matt Patricia showed very good signs in the last game. I didn't like the last play call to leave James Bradbury on the island. But that's something, he probably wanted to rely on, because James Bradbury was the quote-unquote all-pro. He should be able to handle a rookie on the outside. But unfortunately, he couldn't do that. But, man, it's really good to hear Avante Maddox is back. All right, so let's talk about A.J. Brown, Matt Patricia, even Jalen Hurts, man, after a disaster. I mean, a disaster of a interview by Nick Sirianni. I mean, these guys actually gave me a little life. I'm more calm today. No cursing Eagle Owl today. So let me go ahead and play some clips from their interview and press conference.
Yeah. Man, I just gave him a big hug before I came in here too. It's really been awesome for me to, be back around Slay and really have an unbelievable relationship. He's a great guy. He's super kind, super funny. He's very determined. He's everything that that he is, and obviously just so appreciative of him, and our conversation that we had in the spring, and just helping me. Honestly, he's helped me a lot. He's in the spring, just kind of getting acclimated and just talking through. And honestly, he's one of the guys I knew coming in the building. And you know how it is when you go in a new building, you go someplace new and you're trying to learn people, you gravitate towards the ones you know. And, he out there with arms open and trying to, help me kind of, fit in and feel comfortable, which I really am very grateful to him for.
Of continuing that relationship since high school, and how do you think sort of that off the field chemistry supports your on field chemistry as well?
Yeah, I most definitely think the off field connection helped the on the field connection. Because there's a lot of trust there. It's a lot of trust there, and it's communication, and it's a little more easier. This is somebody that you care about, that you love, and you want the best for them. So you definitely gonna play 10 times harder for them. So yeah. But just trying to just block all that stuff out. You have to as a professional. Sometimes, and we human. Shoot, I recently just fell short of that, blocking some stuff out. But that just shows you that I'm human and I still have feelings. But I take this job very seriously, and for the most part, I block it out.
Internal change about each day, attacking it. Were you talking about maybe the preparation for yourself and the team coming in every day, and practice habits and things like that?
What I'm saying is everything starts with me. I set the tone. I'm the temperature. I set the temperature for the room. I set all of that, and I'm challenging myself to be better in all aspects. I know the standard I hold myself to, and I put that standard out there. And so the reality is everybody else holds me to that standard too. But the only one that matters is my teammates. The only one that matters is my coaches. And me being my own biggest critic, that one matters a lot bit as well. And so just challenging myself to be everything I need to be for this team. And it takes true togetherness to win.
As you see, let's start with A.J. Brown first. A.J. Brown, like he said, he was a victim of Twitter. And it looked like Jalen Hurts is trying to force him the ball. But he look, it's not that way. Let's be honest, A.J. Brown is a number one wide receiver. If he's one-on-one, more than likely Jalen Hurts is going to throw it up. It's been a lot of miscommunication, and sometimes I feel like we're trying to force the big play to A.J. Brown. But we're trying to force a big play to Quez Watkins too. It just feel like we've been trying to force this big play thing, whereas though you can take the underneath and you got the personnel to do it. But A.J. Brown's like, look, man, Jalen Hurts is my guy. The off the field chemistry, we are great. So I like everything that A.J. Brown said. Even going to Jalen Hurts, he said, I got to set the temperature. It's his team. He's the highest paid guy on the team. He got to do what he got to do. He got to clean up the turnovers, man. Turnovers and turnovers and turnovers. You got to think we're losing these games, like these blowouts and stuff like that. It's due to turnovers, and losing close games due to turnovers, keeping games close. Jalen Hurts can just, protect the ball. We will be fine. But at the same time, the coaching staff got to stop preaching this explosive plays. It's okay to take a drive 8-9 minutes. And I will bring this up again. Your defense is struggling. Why don't you want to hold on the ball very long and then finish with touchdowns and long drives? Why not? Eventually, one of those explosive plays are going to open up, but teams are literally playing quarters. They like, look, we will let you guys beat us underneath, but we're not letting A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, or even Quez Watkins catch us over the top. And if they want to play that way, cool. Beat these dudes by 1,000 cuts, because Giants are going to go in with the same game plan. What do? You got to change something up on the coaching end. You got to preach something else to the team. Start running the RPOs a little more. But let's talk about Matt Patricia. Let's get into him, man. Pause. That clip I played of him obviously is more him talking about Darius Slay and their relationship. And I like to hear that they made amends. They are cool. And Matt Patricia, even I didn't want to play the whole interview, of course, because it's about like 10 minutes long, if I'm not mistaken. But he said a lot of things. Like he even wanted to detail about how what defensive scheme he's going to run. He said, like, look, this is like a player's defensive scheme. I'm going to play the matchups. Everything he said in that press conference had me so, he played or coached the game before his press conference, which was the last game, of course. So I like everything he's saying. I like the product he's putting out on the field. So I'm somewhat sold on Matt Patricia. I always wanted the older veteran defensive coordinator anyway. I'm sold on him. Let's see what he can do against the Giants. I think he's going to call up a great defensive scheme because the problem with the defense is that, and a lot of people comparing it to the Jonathan Gannon defense, is because at least with Jonathan Gannon's defense, he will completely shut down mid-tier quarterbacks. Like Drew Lock is not doing what he's doing against Jonathan Gannon. Now, Dak Prescott, yes. We always said, like, yeah, Jonathan Gannon struggle against top-tier quarterbacks. He's scared to blitz. He go into these super deep zones. But against mid-tier quarterbacks, he goes berserk. He goes crazy. And I will give him that. I will give Jonathan Gannon that. But it seemed like even with Sean Desai, even with bad quarterbacks, they had their best games ever. Matt Jones do a 300-yard game against us. Drew Lock. Come on, man. Seriously? But again, back to Matt Patricia. Great press conference, said all the right things. And let's see what he got. Let's see if he slowed down this DeVito kid. Let's see if he stopped the hype. But hey, man, what do you think and how do you feel about the news today? Avante Maddox being back, the linebackers, the injury report, the positive vibes out there. But this is Eagle Al, man. I'm up.